Hi everyone, my name is Gio Timlor and my partner is Miss Responso. So our topic for today is what were the various stages of the American occupation in Moroland and how distinct were the American policies in each of the stages. So before we proceed in this topic, we have the agreement by Miss Responso that this topic will be divided into two. So I am the first will report, and then after my reporting it will be continued by Miss Responso. So our topic again is what were the various stages of the American occupation in Moroland and how distinct were the American policies in each of the stages. In general, we have three stages of the American occupation of Moroland were. So first, military occupation from 1899 to 1903. Second is the Moro province from 1903 to 1913. And the next is number 3, the Department of Mindanao and Sulu from 1914 to 1920. So first, military occupation and non-interference policy. From 1899 to 1903, the Americans preoccupied themselves with the pacification and colonization of Luzon and Visayas. While war was still being waged against the Christian Filipino rebellionists, the Americans made sure they were able to neutralize the Muslims but not provoking and encouraging them to join. So make an alliance with the forces of Emilio Aguinaldo. This was the reason why Brigadier General John C. Batis was sent in February 1899 to meet with the leaders of Sulu, headed by Sultan Hamalol Kiram. The objective was to win the friendship of the Moros in Sulu by convincing the Datos, headmen and imams to recognize and accept the presence of the American forces in Moroland. For a month, General Bates explored very diplomatic means just to persuade the Sultan of Sulu and his datos to affix their signatures. So the Batis or the Bates Agreement, as it was popularly known in Philippine history, became the epitome of American policy in Moroland in the first 5 years. So this policy would be known as the non-interference policy. So next is the Moro province and the direct rule. So as early as 1901, Emilio Aguinaldo was already captured, and in the following year 1902, almost all his generals had been killed, arrested, or surrendered. So that was why by 1903, the Americans were already confident to face the Moros and place them under direct rule. So the Moro province and direct rule. So from 1903 to 1913, the Americans organized and implemented the Moro province, placing all Moro or Muslims districts under direct American military control. For most of its existence, administrators of the Moro province considered military power as most essential in dealing with the Moros who would be prepared and introduced to civil procedures and institutions under the new government. So the Moro province, therefore, was a government characterized by an amalgamation of military presence and power and civil procedures and institutions. So presented in box 1922 in the next page. So it's the administrative structure of the Moro province. So under the Moro province, the natives were placed under the tribal ward system, in which the chieftain of the tribal ward was held responsible for the acts of his constituents. The tribal wards were then placed under municipalities, were further organized into districts, namely Davao, so non-composed Davao Oriental, Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, and Compostela Valley. So in Cotabato, now includes North Cotabato, South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, Maguindanao, and Sarangani. So the Moro province and direct rule. So in Lanao, we have the Lanyon del Norte, Lanao del Sur, Zamboanga, Zamboanga del Norte. In Zamboanga, we have the Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur, and Zamboanga Sibugay. And in Sulu, partitioned into Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. So each district as placed under an American district governor who in turn was directly responsible to the governor of the Moro province. So this topic will be continued by Miss Responso. So that's all for today. Thank you.